here, you've made it! Hoorah! And where is here, you may ask? This is, of course, the MindGriller Server. And I'm Gravity, and this is Cow. And where are we on the MindGriller Server, you may also ask? Now, also a good question. As the loyalist viewers of this channel will know, and that means both of you, the F3 keybind has been disabled. So, as to precisely where we are, who's to say? Now, Cow, I am aware that you do not enjoy fraternizing with your distant relatives. And me, myself, I have, shall we say, had comparable feelings about that. But I think it is best to acclimatize ourselves to the eventuality that we may find ourselves in situations which are not ideal. But nonetheless, we must adapt, foster empathy, and grin and bear it, if need be, in order to make it, shall we say, to the next day. And as a side note, this Mushroom Island is in fact safe from hostile mobs. But not relatives. Which nonetheless is quite handy dandy since we don't want to get trident in the face by a drowned. No, and nay, nay. I do wonder, however, if freaking phantoms can appear. Honestly, I don't remember when I last dipped into a bed to set my spawn. And, be even more honest, I do not remember where my spawn is. Now, I do enjoy a sentence where the verb comes at the end. It makes me feel very European. Now, Cow, I didn't think of it. Perhaps this island is off the coast of Europe. Now, stranger things have happened. And now, no, I'm not speaking of anything vaguely constituting the definition of news. Now, one quick topic change. Some of you may ask, Gravity, quite presumptuous to address me by my Christian name, but I will allow it just as once. Why don't you sleep in a bed? And then break said bed, and then when I sadly pass on, an eventuality yet to come, I will be transported to spawn, which is likely near 000, and then I will know where I am, and I will no longer be lost. And now, if I may, I will have you, the most imaginative viewers of this channel, know, and that means both of you, which was in fact not at 000, but some chunks away, since those precise coordinates are in the center of a vast ocean. A fact which resulted in our spawn being moved to a more hospitable location, which it turns out ended up being nowhere near 000 and is in fact thousands of blocks away. Thousands of blocks, you say? Yes, I do. In which direction, you may ask? In a tone which I am beginning to take offense to, I have no idea. And ever more so inasmuch as, and hitherto, in so doing, I would unbearably be separated from my best friend Cow, potentially forever. With no remedy, and no one wants that. Now, Cow, moo if you agree. Well said. Now, if I may, have a question, which only the loyalist of viewers will be able to answer. And that is, do you plural remember a Darwin? Would you plural postulate upon the probability that that guy has returned to peek at our subsequent episodes under an anonymous identity, and then voted down our episodes? Now, said viewers' inability to grasp the intricacies of viewer engagement here on YouTube notwithstanding, and the lifetime of shame and self-hatred stemming from such asocial and unkind behavior being said. Now, did I step in something? Now, pew stinky. Now, this very action reminds me of, Paris. Now, by that, I do not mean the annoying self-assessed mega-rich DJ to the herds of non-stars in Las Vegas, Nevada. Of all places, no, and nay. I speak here of the European capital, Paris, coincidentally of the same name, in which, wherefore, and inasmuch as the treading upon poodle poop can be considered good luck or bad luck. Now, I added an extra poo there just to fool the censors. Now, the determining factor, it turns out, is which foot made contact. Pied droit ou pied gauche? No. As staunch left-handers, both Cow and I do not subscribe to this time-honored superstition. Did I mention, Parisians do drink a lot of wine. Just saying. In the year of our Lord, 2023, the average French person drank about 24.2 liters of wine per year. But, surprisingly, Portugal, of all places, surpassed France, with the Portuguese people drinking over 52 liters per person. Now, math on YouTube is quite a dangerous thing, but I would propose that is more than double that of the average beret and baguette consuming Frenchie. Now, speaking of the trottoirs of Paris, and by that I mean the spotted ones below your windows. I mean those found next to the roadways, blighted by fat bikes and freaking deadly scooters. No. I speak, of course, of the sidewalks of Paris, and not what you might have been thinking of. Which reminds me, it's time to mention the sponsors of this episode. This episode is sponsored by the kind people at Riri's Cookie Cutter Clumps. Riri's Cookie Cutter Clumps were on the tip of every Parisian's tongue, just like their left or right feet. Now, thinking further about Paris, and a PewDiePie on the sidewalk, and not the one you're thinking of. That guy. No, and nay. I would like to take a moment of personal privilege, if I may, to mention an idea, a theory, a postulate. If you, plural, would kindly indulge Cal and I just this once. It has the unironic name, Brandolini's Law. Now, in so as to describe this internet malaise, I will take an unfortunate step to the side to land upon a squishy 8-letter word beginning with B and ending with T. Ask your shouty gatekeeping grandpappy. Are you excited? I'm excited. Now, Brandolini's Law, also known as the bullshit asymmetry principle, is an internet adage coined by Italian programmer Alberto Brandolini way back in the year of our Lord 2013. It states, and here I kid you not, the amount of energy needed to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than that needed to produce it. In other words, it takes much more effort to debunk or clean up the Parisian information highway trottoirs, pot-marked with difficult to see in the dark misinformation, than was required to deposit said information in a pungent pile upon it. I mention this merely to acknowledge a jostle of competing interests, just like a sandy Paris Park path littered by poodles, or within Cow's social media, stories, in Cow's feeds, and the grimy sidewalks of the internet. And the internet is a very grimy place, mind you. You will find many sneakily unreal videos which trade upon a group of words: whale, yellow, kayak, Chile, swallow, and viral. These videos are made of bogus, often AI-rendered content which trade upon a single, evidently factual viral video. Landing upon said unreal videos of which I speak is their sole purpose. And once you've dirtied your feet upon them, the soiling and further tracking of their mess is spread along one's future recommendations, and shrouds one's delicate perception of reality like a ripe waft of PewDiePie, and not the one you're thinking of. Yeah, well, now maybe. Now, Cow, I know you will agree with me. Anywho, I mention this only to say, ever since repeated whale video viewings by Cow, and before I restricted his screen time in between episodes, Cow has been, shall we say, uneasy on a raft, or with the very concept of an open sea, even though there are no whales in Minecraft, I think, as far as I know. Now, as you plural may know, as per the aforementioned Brandolini's Law, mere attempts to address inaccuracies / falsehoods are by nature an imbalanced, often farcical expenditure of human and bovine time spent in this world we call Minecraft. Now, if I may take a moment of personal privilege just this once, whoosh! Now, that was quite something. Cow and I, within the creation of this very YouTube video, lay our hands and hooves upon, as you plural may imagine, a lot of, shall we say, software. And in so doing, we do not use any mud brick software. Apropos of absolutely nothing, we, and by that I mean Cow and I, were recommended a video by YouTube's all-powerful and all-knowing algorithm entitled Adobe's Downfall Has Finally Started. No closing punctuation, mind you. It was uploaded by someone or ones called Faster Than Normal. I have no idea. I can't vouch for them. About 1 month ago. It has more than 1,000 comments. The first and most popular of which attests that said company does not understand that their customers hate them. Well, now, a total lack of evidence to back up such a broad claim notwithstanding, Cow did take issue with the last 2 words of the title. Now, perhaps Cow has finally started his internet curmudgeon era. And perhaps you plural, ouch, freaking skellies. And here I am, ouch, referring to the cleverest of viewers of this channel, might imagine that curmudgeons are alternately gendered Karens. A proposal which I might propose has just entered my consciousness just 2 seconds ago. I only say this because it was. Now, as to the schadenfreude inherent in the proposed topic of imminent downfalls, well, now, it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of Karens and curmudgeons. Anywho, now normally my strategy of just keep walking serves Cow and I quite well here on the MindGriller server, but I believe that we may need sooner than later to find an exit strategy, which I will propose to you, plural, is also what said company is likely to also be planning. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Now, Cow, you will have to excuse me. I'm going to have to take this call. It might be very, very, very important. Hello, GravityFiller's residence. GravityFiller speaking. No, I'm not mad that you called. Well, now I want to say I watched them on YouTube. Was it? Now, I think that adage includes husbands. What? When? Was this before you stepped away from that text guild vehicle? A Trans Am, was it? Yeah, I believe dyslexia does have a Y in it. Funny of you to so propose in your don't steal my voice. I should say it's a type of muscle car. Ask your grandpappy. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, but to be fair, Trans Ams are no longer with us either. Just saying. Now, that. Is it true that said performative dropout by you left said project dead in the water? Well, I said because it was just said, if I may so say. No, I do not detect a combative tone in your mostly monotone voice. No. I merely ask in that inquiring minds want to know. Huh? Print states evidence, after flipping, and thereby avoiding prosecution but shuttering the already on life support publication. That guy. No? Really? Now, who knew? Now, I suppose that adds an air frisson to his unironic last name. Well then, her then. Now, no, evidently my radar is not G-rated. Uncle Wood, good one. Now, a double entendre, I suppose. Me? I mean, I? No, I would have no time for such tomfoolery. Now, I'm sure you do know a lot of makeup artists. Share a closet, what? Same dress shirt size. I see what you mean, and with that I mean to say I gotta go now. Bye, goodbye. Hey, Cow, Grooches from, this one. Bye. Now, with the rich and famous, always a little patience. Speaking of patience, it's a new morning, just in time to head into this cave, I suppose. Cow and I are quite excited to see what additions have been made to our YouTube homepage. Let us see. Are you ready? And here I kid you not, video 1. In all caps, mind you, a new big Minecraft update just leaked. Minecraft just overhauled the entire overworld. Minecraft 1.2 is the even bigger exploration update and Terror Bang. The new Minecraft Instrum update just changed everything. No closing punctuation. Wow! Oh no, hey! What the bejazzled privates of Laura Dern was that? Cow, do you get the feeling that something's going on here? And that we are being unwittingly led astray? As evidence, I will read one last title from our homepage. Are you ready? The new Minecraft Combat Updated could finally be here. Ellipsis. Now, grammatical errors notwithstanding, could it be that we are being led down the stony path, as it were? Well, now, perhaps that will remain food for thought for our next spine-tingling episode. Now, as in a true Columbo mystery, I do have one more thing to ask. Are you ready? Do you, plural, remember seeing this image? Now, I do believe we were told to ignore the sand half slabs in the background. Are we still good with that answer? Now, with that being said, sadly, it's time for us to say our goodbyes. Goodbye, so long, see you later. Totsies, Totso.